And these are the faces of hundreds of internet predators busted in Jefferson County for targeting children. Tonight, we're discovering only a couple dozen ever served prison time. Proof that as parents, we can never let our guard down when it comes to protecting our kids. Call 7 investigator Teresa Marchetta is here tonight. Teresa, these arrests are made every day.
In fact, this case was just filed today. This is Gordon Robbins, an Aurora gun shop owner charged with internet sexual exploitation of a child and internet luring. He's accused of asking who he thought was a 13-year-old girl to sneak out and meet him for sex, even sending sexually explicit messages. But it's unlikely he'll ever see the inside of a prison cell.
Shortly after he got off probation in 2011, he again was back online. He was talking to other kids, but then he was re-arrested by our same team.
Joel Baker was already a registered sex offender when he again tried to lure who he thought was a girl under age 15 into a sexual relationship, even masturbating on a webcam.
You find these guys getting back online, and then pretty soon they're talking to kids again.
Investigator Mike Harris says of the hundreds of child sex predators he's arrested for the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office, only about 24 have seen prison time, the vast majority sentenced to probation.
Still, 42% of my cases have violated probation as well. These guys are addicted to two things. They're addicted to our kids for sexual purposes, and they're addicted to technology.
We just pulled these cases today. John Hinson, 3 years probation for criminal attempted sexual assault on a child. Ernest Ferguson pled to the same charge and got 8 years probation. Richard DeTevis, same charge, probation. DOC prison guard Arthur Stafford got 3 years probation, and so did Sheriff's Deputy Hubert Teague. Kent Purcell, you guessed it, probation.
You got to try and keep somebody away from a computer to make sure that they're not going to engage in the same behavior over and over again.
Jefferson County District Attorney Pete WEIR admits probation isn't always the best deterrent, but it's what state law allows.
You don't accidentally lure either an undercover detective playing the role of a 14-year-old girl or a 14-year-old girl into a sexually compromising situation. That takes intent.
District Attorney George Brockler believes mandatory sentences should be the rule of law in these cases, not the rare exception, and that citizens expect nothing less.
You tell them there are people out there who can try to lure kids into sexual scenarios and they don't go to prison, they wouldn't believe you. They'd be shocked.
Senior Deputy DA Chris Gallo is prosecuting a repeat internet child sex offender right now and admits the current system is a revolving door for predators.
When there's an officer who's posing as a child, that officer is taking a bullet for a child who would otherwise be contacted by a perpetrator.
He says the perception these cases are victimless crimes when a real child isn't involved ultimately impacts the sentences.
The idea that there are no real victims is ludicrous.
So prosecutors passionately pursue these cases, hoping for meaningful change before another child is irreparably harmed.
And it is more real than we want to believe that very bad situation is just right around the corner.
Any real change would have to come from state legislators, but the session ends in less than 2 weeks. Prosecutors tell me the way these cases are increasing, there will be plenty of future opportunities. I'm Call 7 investigator Teresa Marchetta.